Hello class, welcome back to our chemistry lesson with teacher Violet here today. This video, I am going to teach you guys about the homologous series, okay? Which is the second subtopic of our second chapter, carbon compound. So I'm guessing you guys are feeling good today? Have a great lunch or dinner or whatever you're watching this video? Okay, that's good. So make sure that you guys already did all that, like, eat, rest, and everything before you continue on with my video here, so that you can actually cope and also can absorb what I'm about to teach you in this lesson today. Okay, so let's begin. First, before we go into our class today, let's recall back our past lesson. What have we learned? Okay, so we have learned about the types of carbon compounds, the organic and also inorganic, too. And then we learned about hydrocarbons and also non-hydrocarbons. And in hydrocarbons, you have learned about the saturated and also unsaturated hydrocarbons. Okay, make sure that you guys are familiar with this word so that when we continue on with our subtopics, when this word came out, it's not really something new to you. You already know the definition. Okay, all right. And then we have the source of hydrocarbons, which is petroleum, oil. And then we learn about fractional distillation and also cracking. So what is cracking? So basically cracking is when you have a very long chain of hydrocarbon, break it into smaller chains with the assistance of assistance of catalysts, okay, with the existence, and then we have also experiment in our past class. And then from here, we also learned about the alternative sources of hydrocarbons now. Okay, so I hope that you guys can recall all of that. And then let's continue to our topic today. Okay, so before we go through the topic for today also, I want you guys to watch this one video and maybe, pay attention to it, that you'd have a taste of what we are going to learn in this video. What is okay?
Have you ever stopped to think about the many uses oil has in our day-to-day lives? Oil gives us hot water, heated homes, and electricity, to name only a few of its best-known uses. But oil is much more. Did you know that everything from your jumper to a DVD to a scented candle comes from oil? Even a water bottle, or the detergent you use to wash your clothes. Whether by land, sea, or air, the uses of oil are endless. The gasoline and diesel that power farm equipment are products of refined oil, and the crops that equipment is harvesting, all protected by oil-based fertilizers and herbicides. It is the fuel that lets us take to the skies and sail the 7 seas. Oil even helps to keep us safe and healthy. Without oil, hospitals wouldn't have such refined products as everyday pills and nylon bandages, or such essential devices as saline solution bags and surgical tubing. Everywhere you turn, oil is playing. It is an essential part of our lives. Even just a simple stroll down the street is improved by oil. The asphalt under your feet, the traffic lights painted in the street, even the coating on terraces and patios. All brought to you by oil. And of course, where would we be without the gasoline used to drive our vehicle? Oil really is a fascinating. Why not learn more about the many ways oil benefits you?
Alright, so from this video, do you know that oil is like that important in our life? Maybe you do know this, but maybe you don't, right? So wow, oil is so important in our life. So basically, what I'm leading you on is now that, did I mention just now what's the source of hydrocarbons? Petroleum and also crude oil, right? So in this particular video, it's talking about oil. And in oil, there's also hydrocarbons, right? So basically, how does this connect to our class? Now, okay, that is the big question of our class today, which is what is alkane? So in oil just now, there's actually alkane in it. There's actually hydrocarbons in it. So basically, what we are going to learn today is alkane. Okay, so what is alkane? So this is our big question for today, and I hope that on the end of this class, you are able to understand and also know the answer for this big question. Okay, so let's continue. Okay, so class, I want you guys to open up this link. I already sent it to you last night, and I want you guys to, have a little stimulation play. Okay, I want you guys to build a molecule that is a hydrocarbon. Okay, you may want to use your textbook, and that's okay. You can use it as a guide. And make sure after you build a molecule, preferably I want you guys to draw an alkane because we are focusing on alkane, right, for today. So you can use a textbook as a guidance, and make sure after you make your molecule, take a picture of it and keep it in maybe a file or a Word document so that you can print it out next time when we have our class for me to see. Okay, what have you drawn? What have you built in that stimulation? And I will guide you through the stimulation here. So let's go. Alright, so class, when you click on the link, something will come out like this. Okay, you'll get the PHET interactive simulation in front. And then, okay, and then it will come out like this. Okay, build the molecule. So you have here single, multiple, but I want you guys to go ahead and click on playground. Okay, click it twice, and then it will come out like this. So there are a few pages here you can see, and there's different kinds of atoms here. So basically, I want you guys to just create any hydrocarbons that you would like. So the way you do it is just to connect them like this, and then click on atoms that you are interested in, and play around with it. And you'll see here also that there's actually another good feature here, which is basically it gives you the name of something that you have drawn, and also you can see it in 3D. So here, all right. So have a just take your time and just play around with the stimulation. And then the video will be paused for a while. And then if you could put on a comment down below saying, maybe you're done or anything, just put in any input and this video will play back for you. Okay? So, you know, take your time on playing this. All right. Welcome back. I hope that you guys had a great time exploring through this stimulation here, and also that you can get used to the molecules of alkane or any other hydrocarbons that you tried on this simulation. Okay, let's continue on with our lesson. Okay, so let's learn about homologous series. What is it? So basically, homologous series has the same general formula, the same functional group, and then the same chemical properties, and also its members differs by carbon, by one carbon and two hydrogens, which is basically this line, CH2. And also, as it differs by the number of carbons, the physical properties also gradually changes from one member to another. Because dia makin besar kan juga. So when it gets bigger, the physical properties also change. Okay? Keep in mind that one. Right. So, what is alkane's nomenclature? How do we know the nomenclature of alkane? Okay, so here nomenclature is actually naming of organic chemical, and we often say it as IUPAC naming. So IUPAC naming is actually a method of naming organic chemical compounds as recommended by the International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry. So basically, they already give us the steps of naming organic chemistry lah. So here we are going to focus on uh, the nomenclature of alkane. So basically in nomenclature, there's something called name. And also the root name here, it represents the number of carbons inside that one alkane molecule. Okay, so if let's say you have 6 carbons inside your molecule, um, then we use hex here. Okay, or if you have 10, no, you have 8, so 10 is like dec, and also 8 is oct. Okay, but we need to know what suffix it is. The suffix meaning what the name that represents the homologous series. So here, since it's alkane, so the suffix for alkane is A and E. Okay, so if you put that together, so let's say you have an 8 an 8 carbon alkane. So in 8 carbon of alkane, you have octane, meaning this is the root and this is the suffix. Okay, so keep in mind root name and also suffix for nomenclature, because for our next subtopic also, we are going to use the same, what do you call, concept to name the other homologous series there is. So let's learn about the molecular formula. So basically, to know the molecular formula of an alkane or any other homologous series there is, or any other types of hydrocarbons, um, we need to know what atom is involved. So here in alkane, we know that the atom involved is of course carbon and also hydrogen. Okay, so and then we need to know what functional group it is. So the functional group here is single covalent. Okay, single. So paling simple. Okay, you can think of it as paling simple. And then we learn about what's the meaning of saturated hydrocarbon, kan? So saturated hydrocarbon is basically the presence of single covalent bond between the carbon atoms. So basically, we can say that alkane is a saturated hydrocarbon. Okay, so let's continue on to the general formula. Now, for you to know what is the molecular formula, you need to know what's the general formula of the particular hydrocarbon, which is alkane lah. Here, we focus on alkane. So this is alkane punya general formula. So from here, you can actually build up the molecular formula. Ikut suka you only, how many the carbon atom you want to put in. So N here represents the number of carbon atom. Okay, so if you want ada dua carbon inside the alkane. Okay, so what is the name kalau dua? Ethane, right? Okay, so the general formula for ethane will be C2H2 multiplied by 2 plus 2, and you'll get C2H6. Okay, so basically this is how you know the molecular formula for each alkane there is. Okay, so we know how to write the molecular formula, which is based on the general formula for alkane, which is let's write it down here, CnH2n plus 2. Now I want you to keep this in your mind. Okay, so for alkane, if I ask you to write any molecular formula that is alkane, this is our main main formula to know. Okay, so to know how to draw the structural formula, well, actually, in your stimulation just now, it's like it's like you're drawing a structural formula already, right? So basically here, I'm just going to show you how to draw, sorry, the structural formula that you can see the bond, because macam tadi kan bola-bola saja, dia tak ada dia punya bond. So here I'm going to show you how to properly draw the structural formula for alkane. Okay, so I want to draw an alkane that has four number of carbons. So note that N is where you put your number of carbon, right? So I'm going to put it here again, of carbon atom of interest lah. So basically, if you have 4 carbons, you'll put in here plus 2, and then you'll get C4H10. Now, we know the molecular formula, and we know that just now the functional group, alkane has single covalent bond between carbons. Okay, remember that? So let's draw that. Let's draw that word out. So carbon, carbon. Single covalent bond kan? So di sinilah dia punya single covalent bond is here. Okay, so it has 4 carbons. So let's just continue drawing that out. Okay, and basically this is the main chain. Okay, this part is the main chain. Sorry. Okay, basically this is our main chain right here. Okay, so sudah kita tulis 4 carbon and sudah ada single bond tindak, single covalent bond. And now we have 10 hydrogen. So where does that hydrogen go? Okay, so here hydrogen goes around the carbon. Okay, around here. Macam stimulation tu tadi, itu hydrogen kita letak di tepi-tepi, right? Okay, so make sure here you have enough hydrogen. Okay, now you cannot leave things like this. You must put in all that hydrogen. Okay, tidak kisahlah if you have 9 carbon atoms, meaning if you have 9, okay, let's say you have 9 lah kan, 9C9H2 9 plus 2. So we have C9H18 plus 2 equals to 20. So even if you have 20 hydrogen, never leave that hydrogen out, any hydrogen out. Kalau tidak, that is very wrong. Okay, so let's draw this one lah. Alkane with 9 carbon. So here, the structural formula will be, okay, and then put out those bonds that connect the carbon to hydrogen. Cannot fit pun, make sure it fits your paper lah, okay? You have to write each and every hydrogen there is. Right? So, sudah kita tulis the structural formula, we know the molecular formula, why not we name them? Okay? So, I will pause this video, and if you can, give me a response to what could these molecular formula punya name will be. Okay? So, this will be the first one, and this will be the second one. Okay, so welcome back. Hope that you guys put in the right answers in the comment section below. So if you write it down in a piece of paper, that's good too. Let's check them. Okay, so an alkane that has 4 carbon atoms. So the root name will be, for 4 carbon atoms, we have but, right? And the suffix for alkane is N. So the name of this molecule is butane. Okay, and also for the second one, an alkane that has 9 carbon atoms. So the root name for 9 carbon atoms, so a molecule that has 9 carbon atoms, is non. And its suffix for alkane is an. So here, the name for the second molecule is nonan. I hope that you guys get the right answer for that. Alright, so we've learned about how to draw the structural formula. So now I want you guys again to draw the first 10 alkane, meaning, okay, the general formula CnH2n2. Our N here will reach from 1, 2, 3, until 10. Okay, so basically I want you guys to draw 10 types of alkane. And this video again will be paused and come back to check your answer. Alright, just comment done on the comment section below. Alright, welcome back after drawing 10 alkanes. Alright, so let's check on the answers. Okay, from here, alright, you can see that 10 alkanes here, and basically I just hope that you guys got each and every one of these are correct. And also make sure you did not leave out any hydrogen and leave out any carbon for each and every alkane in this question. Okay, so that's it for your exercise. All right, so let's think for a while. Let's pause. Let's uh, relax your mind and anything, and think about where can you find alkane in your home. Okay, in what item can you find alkane, traces of alkane, or maybe just look around you and see like, oh, does that has alkane? Does this has alkane? And whatever that you find, I want you guys to again put inside the comment section below, because this video will be paused for you. Just think about where can you find alkane in your home. Okay. Okay. All right. So I'll pause this video, and then again, if you already key in the answers, it will play back for you. Right? Okay, thank you for that answer, and we will discuss your answer in our next class. Okay, so now let's continue on with what are the pros and cons of alkane. Okay, so for this one, I want you guys to think about the advantages and also disadvantages of alkane. Okay, if there is any. If there is any. So teacher wants you to put it in this one Google slide. And also I've already given to you prior to this lesson the link to fill in your answers. And just go in there, and there's also instruction written over there. Just follow it and also put in your input. And then we are going to discuss this also to our next class. Right? So this is your homework. Of course, just homework. Okay. We have. I want you guys to create a table, and fill with these column titles and fill them accordingly. So this can actually help you to get used to the first 10 alkane. Okay. So again, I will check this in our next class. All right. Before we go to the next slide, okay, I want you guys to conclude this class. Okay, I want you guys to put in your conclusion for today's lesson, and in our ed puzzle down there, because this video will be paused again. Teacher will pause this video again and come back to listen to my own conclusion for our lesson today. Alright, so now thank you for your conclusion. We have learned that today alkane is a homologous series. Okay, so basically remember back, homologous series has the same general formula, the same chemical properties, functional group, and also the two other characteristics of homologous series. So from there, you already see that alkane is a homologous series because each of the members has the same functional group, which is a single covalent bond between carbon atoms. And then after that, we know that, of course, it is a saturated hydrocarbon from the functional group. And then the general formula that they have for each member, which is the member that I mentioned, they share the same general formula, which is this. Okay? This is the most important part of our lesson today lah. From there, we know that it is a homologous series, and that concludes our class today. Alright, this has been Teacher Violet. Thank you.